Hello and welcome. These are horse racing selections for Wednesday, the 9th of July. I am Flatcap Callum. I am hoping you are all very, very well. All right, I'm back from a 5-day break. I'm hoping you've been all right. You haven't missed me too much. I'm sure there's not been much of that. All right, well, I'm back on. I wasn't sure if I was going to be on, to be fair, for Wednesday, but I went through and found a couple of races at Kempton and Fairyhouse I liked. So I've got a split leg Yankee 950 stake starting the week off on a Wednesday for the channel. I've had a nice few days. I've hardly done any betting at all. I'd about 3 horses, I think, on Tuesday. I don't think I have a bet on Monday or even on Sunday. Tiny interest Saturday. To be honest, most of the time, whilst I've been off, even if I wasn't off, I would have probably no bet most of the days. So no one has missed a jackpot, I'm sure. But yeah, I had a family wedding, so that was... it was very nice. There was a few bits of complications with little people being not well and all that sort of stuff, but generally speaking, it was all good. So back on, mindful this week. We've got another little heat wave going. Most of UK and Ireland looks like it's going to get hot, and I'm always a bit cautious when it gets really hot. You never quite know which horses are going to struggle more in the heat than others. So it does sometimes throw up slightly inconsistent results when it gets really hot like this. So I'll be going cautiously as we go into the weekend. It is officially Super Saturday with Newmarket, York and Ascot this Saturday. I did look back. I didn't play Super Saturday 2024. 2023 I think 2023 lost, 2022 won. But weirdly, it was sort of like a funky collection of late races and evening races that won the day, not the actual main races of Super Saturday. So that's that. So we've got to do the review of last Thursday, because that's the last time I played, and what went on generally in the week. Talk through the stats. I'll go through today's bet, and then got a fun story to share. Afterwards. I get lots of emails, and this isn't just like, there's some people on here who go, emailed from my, all my followers and my subscribers always email me. I do get quite a lot of emails. Most of it's absolute junk from, people selling stuff and, group emails and that sort of stuff. But I had one that tickled me, so I thought I'd put it to the viewership to see whether or not you think it's something the channel should pursue. So we'll get to that. All right, review. What did we do? So last Thursday it was like 28.50 on 36.95 back. I think we made £8.45, which took us to minus 2.55 for the week and the month. So we got a profit the last time I was on, but it was a weird one. If there's conspiracy theorists out there who believe some of the channel horses are nobbled, this is the day that you probably really, really believed it. Pulled up, really nice winner. And then those two weren't good enough, so that was a pulled up, a winner, and two no goods. So we got some money back there for Delilio. I think it was backed into nines. That was bet one, and then last, like stone last, not even close. Placed slightly shorter price. I think it was, or maybe it was. I think it was Folly Beach. There's one for the doubters of when they get smashed in, they don't do anything. It was 11-2 joint favourite by the off, no rule 4 on that, and I think some will have been on at 33s. But when I put the video up, there was 2 bookies paying 33s. 28s was for the channel, and it was one of those ones that as soon as the price started to go, I watched it. It was all money from the exchange. So that led me to believe it was quite legit money as opposed to bookmaker fiddliness, if you catch my drift. And then we finished last. So we had 2 last places and two places. So at this stage, on these 2 bets, we've had 2 places, a win, and 3 last and a pulled up. And then we had, you guessed it, another last place. That was non-runner. Really, really good winner. 16s or 18s, maybe the SP. that was so far last, it like fell out the stalls and not good enough. So I think we ended up with 2 winners, 2 places, and 4 last places, like really last places. It's just like, yeah, to have that many last places, but and like bad last places, very unusual. So if you're a conspiracy theorist and you think the bookies are nobbling our bet, yeah, all 3 bets, the first leg was last or pulled up, the second leg won or placed, and then we had a little bit of one placed out of the last 6 horses if you combine the last 2 legs of each bet. Anywho, we made a bit of a profit, but it means we're 255 down for the month, as I said, and last week. So we're really still on a hunt to try and get a decent day, because we are chasing the channel tail or the stats or whatever. So for the year we're all sat on -174. So we're very, very much due a decent win. Maybe the conspiracy theorists out there will believe it doesn't happen. It won't happen. The bookies won't let it happen. Maybe the doubting Thomases just think I chuck darts and I guess, and it's all just random and luck. Who knows, right? Hopefully some folk are in the middle and they like watch them. So there we go. All right. The bet then, the play for Wednesday is this. We've got a bit of previous of quite a few of these. So 6 o'clock Fairyhouse. This is the one I don't think we've had any previous with. Drawn to Dream. It's a Group 3 at Fairyhouse. And Ross O'Sullivan's had this horse, excuse me, not very long, couple of months. Ran it once. It actually ran pretty good on debut, I would say. Got bumped around near the finish and was hanging a bit. So the form says a little bit further we'll see it out a little bit better. Last season it spent with Jamie Osborne and didn't really do anything, and the year before that it was running in Germany and actually did quite well. So if it can kick on from the last run for Ross O'Sullivan, and we've got Shamie Heffernan riding it today, it's a very winnable race for as far as I would say. It's always hard when you've got Group 3 races, because sometimes you've got horses stepping up that might go on to do better things, and I'm not really seeing much of that going on in this race. Sometimes you've got these horses that they just sort of put them in because they basically want to run them in a handicap and push the mark down. But yeah, this one ran in listed company last time, so they've stepped it back up to Group 3, and I think it's worth a shot, and I think the price is decent enough to play. So Drawn to Dream 25s. Then we're going 7:20 Kempton Mole Arthur, which we backed multiple times. I think on this horse 9 times it's run over 2 miles at Kempton, and 6 of those times it's been in the first 3. Never got its nose in front over 2 miles. So let's see if Ross O'Ryan can work his magic on it this time. So Mole Arthur's in. Then we're going 7:30 Fairyhouse for Hoyen. We backed it last time. It faded. They've dropped it back down to a furlong. 7 is optimum. I think I said last time we backed it, 1 mile I thought would be fine, but 7, it's going to pop up. It's just being on the right time. 10 is not, brilliant price for a 17 runner race where this is a 10-year-old and it looks out of form. It will pop up. If you look at the history of the horse, it pops up at some point in this sort of early summer period. Last year the best performance when it was doing nothing, and actually it was the corresponding race where it perked up somewhere around the 5th, 6th, 7th run, and last season it hadn't done a decent run until that Fairyhouse, whereas the previous 2 seasons it ran well at the Curragh. So I like the fact that Dylan Brampton is still on. It will go from the front, and let's see if it can at least get top 5. Hopefully vying for the top spot. We'll see. And then we're going to finish off the 8:55 Kempton. I was always going to go back to this Marchetti. Last time Alex Wojcicki, I can't remember how you say his name. Alex Wojcicki, most of you know me. Anyway, he didn't get the best of runs at all, and I marked that down as an ignore run. And if you go back to the previous form over a mile at Kempton, it's very, very good. 5 times, I think it was 7 furlongs last time, 5 times over a mile. And it's, I think 5 times over a mile, never been out the top 4. I think that's right. So let's see, Jack Dace is on it, which I think is a positive jockey booking. He's been riding well. He's got more winners at Kempton than anywhere else, and he's still got his £7 claim. So that's pretty good. And then we're going to go split leg in that one. Second preference, but I felt like it was worth including in there. Franceschi. Looked a bit out of form, but again, it's another one of these that generally has put in some best performances over course and distance. I like the fact they're fiddling with the headgear because it shows they're trying to do something different with the horse. And on back form, it's competitively weighted. So let's see. So the bet is 2 times 12p each way Yankees. So that is first 3 legs and then on to Marchetti. First 3 legs on to Franceschi. If you want to back other Italian sounding names in the same race, you can do that too. But the thing is, that's how it works. You find one you get 2 Italian ones, or just split them because they're probably about the same. So that's what we're playing. 2 Yankees, 12 each way Yankees. Doubles, we're going Verhoeven on Marchetti and Verhoeven on Franceschi. So if the first 2 legs go down, we've got a little bit more extra here. So that means the multiple bets is £6 total. 50p each way singles, Dawn to Dream, Marchetti and Franceschi. And then a 50p win single on Verhoeven. We're leaving the single off Mole Arthur. I don't necessarily think it's a value horse, a value price for win. I'm playing. It really is for the place. It may well win, and we're going to lose out on £4.50 or whatever. But I think the value is in the place at that price at 8-1, not necessarily in the win point. Whereas, I say that it could win, and all these others will get well beaten now, won't they? But I think the others are worth playing in both ends of the market, really. So 9.50 is the total stake. Sky are best one of those legs that are an extra place. I think it's this 8.55. I think they're an extra place in this 8.55. And then in order to get best possible place terms outside of that, to get the 5 places on the 7.30 Fairyhouse, you want 365 Unibet, Betfred, Betfair, Boy Sports, Betway, Paddy, and Betfair. That is 9.50. So that is that. But yes, we will see. We'll see if we can get ourselves something, or I'll just keep going down the slope of doom. Last time was a win. Let's see if we can go back-to-back wins. That'd be pretty good. The point here is the stakes I'm using for the channel aiming to be manageable, right? So for some people, they'd say, "Gosh, aren't you absolutely crap? You've lost £174 in a year. You can't pick your nose and all that sort of stuff, right?" £174 across 6 months isn't a great deal of money, particularly when you look at the outlay of money we've put on, right? And return on investment is the important bit here. So I think we're tracking something like minus 14%, which is really sort of slightly better than the average punter, right? So people will say that's terrible. Actually, it's slightly better than the average punter. What we're missing is a decent win. A decent win suddenly we'll be looking in the profit. The question is, can I get it? We'll find out. But return on investment is your key figure, right? And don't let anyone tell you any other nonsense about that, right? So I can start the year and tell you I've got £5,000 or £2,000 or whatever I might say to you. That's just money in the bank, right? The true figure is actually what's your return on investment? How much have you invested, right? So if I was saying to you every single day, right, these are all my horses, put 40 quid on them every single day, and that was like 5 horses, that'd be £200, wouldn't it? That's how much I've invested. If I did that every single day, then I'd be looking at £3,000-4,000 a month. That's my investment. The return I get from that is my return on investment. That is financial terminology for you. So, yeah, don't be fooled, folks, right? I'm being really straight and honest with these figures. Return on investment is what you want, not the amount of money that you're playing with. It's important to be disciplined and have a set amount of money that you're prepared to lose. I'll always talk to you about that. Return on investment for me is the absolute key figure that you want to try and get to, right? That's how most professional gamblers will judge their success rate. They're trying to get a certain margin, and there's different types of people who do things. The people who turn over absolute tons, sometimes they're working off really, really, really small margins, but they're almost kind of doing it in a no risky kind of way because of the amount of money they can turn over, even making 3, 4, 5%. The history of the channel since I started, I think it's all in the description. I think we're sat on 18%. Now, slightly, you're harking back to 18 months ago to start looking at some of that profit. But I've talked before about long-term plays. Anyway, right, stop that ramble. The other ramble I was going to say, here's the opportunity, right? So had this email in last week or week before. Somebody called Aurora, right? So it always gets exciting when someone called Aurora emails you, right? So Aurora emailed me. They're a brand. She's a brand promoter, I believe. I think it's a she. We'll go with a she. She's a brand promoter for a company. It's a premium sex toy brand. That's what she's emailed me about. If I'm not interested, this is what she said. If I'm not interested in adult product collaborations, I can ignore the message. I mean, clearly I'm going to read the message on, aren't I? Right, so I'm going to carry on reading the message. They're currently looking for talented YouTube creators, so I'm very flattered that they've approached me as a talented YouTube creator to help promote their new product line. Would I be interested in working with them to create engaging video content for YouTube featuring their toys along with a special discount code for your followers? So question one, folks, do you want me to be making some content with some sex toys, offering you a discount code? Because I've been offered this opportunity. I think there's probably some cash in it. Now, if this is the email goes on, if I'd prefer not to create adult content, I'm going to let you into a little secret. That is my preference. They'd still have my support. So perhaps I could add a product link and a discount code to the bio in the description. So what they offer is free toy review. So as in, if they'll send me the toys, I can review them on here, right? So I don't have to make the content. I can just review the toys, and then they'll give me generous commission if you guys buy the toys. So I'm guessing they've done some research and they can see the demographic of this channel is probably well up for this sort of stuff. So as much as, you know, I'm not kind of paid by anyone to do a channel, like I get like pence from YouTube for advertising. I'm thinking there's a great opportunity, guys. So because I'm thinking a lot of you probably want this sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm putting it out there, right? We've talked about salads and waffles. I'm getting fruity on this first day back on the 9th of July video. They've also said that attached are some photos of the products that they're currently promoting. I'll also let you into another secret. I didn't click on the attachment. So there we go. But let me know, folks, if you think I should pursue this avenue. I get all sorts of stuff, but you know, I say I get all sorts of stuff. I still haven't had anyone approach me about selling flat caps. Now that is something I would absolutely be interested in. If any flat cap companies are out there and they want to email me, then I'm happy to sell that product. Like, I'm not one of these channels that, you know, you see sometimes you look in their description, it's like 83,000 IT products that you can buy, this laptop, this computer, this phone, and I'm not here for affiliate links, but I would promote a decent quality flat cap. That is something I would do for the channel. But yeah, let me know if you think I should be promoting sex toys on here, and if you think that's in keeping with the channel, let me know. If it's not your thing, then let me know that too. If you want me to just go back salads and waffles, to be fair, I have been off the salad wagon for about 2 weeks, but back on it this week. About 2 weeks I fell off the salad wagon. Life just got a bit hectic, but I've had salads the last 2 days. Overshare, a little bit too much beetroot, and I think a lot of you will have experienced when you have too much beetroot, sometimes you can have some scary moments a few hours later. That happened. Alright, we'll end it there. You've had your waffle, you've had your fill, you've had your subscription fees, money's worth, and potentially I might be promoting some products that you might be interested in. So yeah, let me know. Probably should have censored this video for like 18 plus or something. It's not appropriate for children, it's gambling anyway, but I'm sure for some I've just absolutely shocked you there. But yeah, I thought it was an interesting opportunity. Let me know. Thanks very much. See you for Thursday's video. Looks potentially good on Thursday. We'll see. It's going to be a hot evening, I think, but Leopardstown's got potential. We'll see what we get to. That is me. Hopefully we get some nice stuff this week, but we can't promise. All right. Bye-bye.